I'm so glad that we changed our minds about that house in Mississippi, man.
What you mean?
You know they got another storm headed. Another storm headed to like Louisiana,
Oh, you talking
hurricane.
about living down there?
Yeah, yeah. And as you track the hurricane, they saying it's going to make landfall in Louisiana again, in New Orleans, and it's going to track through Mississippi after that. I mean, the winds are only supposed to be about 45 miles an hour, but you're going to get like 5 inches of rain. Yo, every time a
Don't need
storm
another one
come
of
through there,
those.
I'll be looking at it, I'll be like, damn, Jackson.
And it's always Jackson.
It's always Jackson, yo.
Yo, nah. That's a good but see, shit worked out, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it always works out. Like, you just
I told you the other
you put
day.
it in the universe, that shit works out.
Yeah, and then the other day, the guy who takes care of the lawn for me down there,
Mhm.
um, showed me this big ass tree limb that fell. Just missed the house, yo. Fell from the top. We got like a big 40, 50 foot tree in the front yard, and
Yeah.
the top of that shit fell off.
I don't really think about that shit because even with the house in the woods, right? There's a
Hmm.
bunch of fucking tall trees, yo. Like about all that 40, 50 feet joints.
Yeah.
I don't think about it, yo. I just don't put that in my mind because that can happen, but I just
Hmm.
don't think about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I
I
don't
was
I don't I don't
I
think
wasn't
about
thinking about it either.
it. But
I'm
it
thinking
didn't hit
about
it though. They didn't hit it. You good.
Yeah, I know.
Right. You
I'm
good. So
thinking about
that
it now.
yeah, you think about it. Do you think about cutting it? Them shit's like 600, or unless
I
you cut it
know.
yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
You got
Yeah.
a chainsaw. Now I know how to cut them, yo. This shit's
Oh,
is it's fun, but it's not easy, yo. That work ain't
oh
easy.
nah. Dude, I
Motherfuckers
watched.
be hey, you gotta have some respect for them cats using them still fucking chainsaws.
Oh yeah.
That shit ain't no yo. That ain't
Dude,
no
but see, yo, them cutting them joints down is a skill, yo. I
it's
watched
a
the video.
skill.
Yo, I watched the video where they cut down this tree, and the tree is in between two houses, right?
Right.
And it
So the
would
way it has to fall.
right. And yo, they had like this much room from the side because of the size of the trunk and the way the tree was. They had about this much room to keep that joint when it fell from hitting the
Mhm.
house, and they
Yeah,
brought that joint down like perfection.
perfection. Yo, I learned how to cut the trees, man, but like I said, it ain't easy. And I wasn't cutting some fucking crazy, I learned of the smaller ones, maybe 20 feet, 10 footers, 20 footers, maybe like 30 foot.
Mm,
But the bark was pretty thick. Then them big boys, I ain't fucking with them.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? The ones that got the big bark, like fucking, huge, the huge barks that are like a fucking table.
Oh,
You know what I
okay.
mean? Like the huge, I ain't cutting no shit. Those are the ones that you be like, yo, but you gotta
Yep.
cut them down. Yeah, you gotta cut them at an angle.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
you cut them at an angle, but you gotta know the way it's falling and all that. And when you cut, yeah, you ain't just slicing into the shit. You don't
Yep.
just, you could break your blade that way if you slice directly try to go through the tree and you get stuck.
Yep.
You got to think because the tree is heavy. So if it leans back on that blade and your blade gets caught, that fucking blade is done.
Yep.
Nah, that's real shit. But you learn shit, man, coming from the fucking hood
Yep.
into the woods.
Yep.
For real, yo. But yo, man, welcome to another episode of the Real and Unapologetic Podcast. I'm Unapologetic Reeve, joined with my cousin, your boy,
The real C.
the Real C.
The
And
real C.
this is episode number 37. And what does it see?
Yo, shit that's been going on lately with some of these kids and young adults too. Yo, it's time. I think we got to discuss. It's time to bring back that old fashioned ass whipping. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's time to bring that shit
You
back.
talk about the ass whipping where your mom or your dad, whoever you had, your grandmother had in the house, and they look at you and they give you a look, and the look means they're going to get that what I call the weapon, the ass destruction,
The weapon for the whooping.
and they give you that look like and you know it's time, you like, ah, fuck, yo.
Yeah.
And all you can do is and you start crying already. As soon as they walk up, you know, and oh, don't you start crying now? And you like,
Yep.
in your
Yep.
head, you like, that's not gonna save me.
Dude, that shit.
I pissed her off too hard. Like I pushed her past like the straw that broke the camel back. Yo, man.
Dude,
Yo.
that used to be the longest walk in the world. When my pops used to go upstairs and get my belt.
Yeah, that shit.
You be taking steps like this.
See, let me tell you something. To go upstairs to get my belt, that was a fucking mind fuck right there already.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That was a fuck with your mind. And you might have got lucky because with the go upstairs and get my belt, they got time to think.
Yeah.
So you might get off, maybe. Because that might be the warning. And it depends on how bad your shit was, you know, how bad you fucked up as a kid or a teen. Well, actually, these teens don't get ass whoopings now. They stop beating these kids at fucking tearing their ass up at like fucking 8 now.
Please, man. That's why these kids are acting the way they act.
Yeah, I believe that shit. Because, and it's not saying that, you know, I watched a video I seen and it was like, oh, you know, the way that we talked, and they're talking about our generation, like, oh, you know, this is how, when they be doing them fucking TikToks and then they had a fucking weird fucking music on it, like, and whatever it does, some crazy shit, and they be like, oh, you know, the old school old folks be talking to us like this, to us millennials talking about, well, in back in my days, and then they go, oh, well, back in your days, with us getting ass whippings, it brought on all type of shit, talking about we were depressed, we're talking about we were all kind of shit. And I'm like, I don't see that shit. I don't know what they talking about. You know what I mean? Like the ass whippings saved my life.
Yep.
Even though I did some shit, I you know, I fucked around. But at the end of the day, the one thing that I never lost was respect for my elders.
That's right.
I never lost that. No matter what I've done to myself and what I put myself in, I've never lost the respect for my elders. That's and these right. Kids don't respect their elders.
Not at all.
Not at all. There's no nothing. I mean, I seen them talk to people, talk to their moms, talk to their friends. I mean, I seen them wild out, man. I seen what a Yanla, she had, you know, when she be doing those fix me joints. And it was just this father had a daughter, and the daughter was wilding on the show, yo. And I'll show a clip of that. She was wilding on the show, and she told the dad, you better come up here and get this bitch before I fuck her up. Told the dad that about a Yana. I said, oh shit. And she was like, Daddy, they don't know who the fuck I am. I'll fuck this bitch up. I don't know what she's talking. I was like, yo, she and the kid, the father wasn't even saying nothing.
Mm-hmm.
See, back in the days, you brought that belt out, you tear that kid ass up.
Yeah.
All that shit stopped.
Yeah.
But see, the thing is, in America, again, you know, we always come to the conclusion of how America fucked up everything. And I listen, the respect has to be there, man, for elders. You can't, and that's what I want to tell you kids. You don't want to get an ass whipping, don't get an ass whipping, don't take ass whipping, but respect your elders, man.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta have some respect.
And
I mean, what's your worst the worst ass whipping you got?
Ooh.
Yeah, the worst one. Think about it right now.
Wait.
Was it an ass whipping? Because back in the days, they used everything. Was it an ass whipping with a belt? Tell us the device. What kind of device was it? Where were you at? And what caused it? So tell us the tag, the tell, explain, and then discuss.
The ass whipping was my father had a big thing about lying. You could not lie. And he caught me and my brother. You know, as a kid, man, mom's like, it's time for y'all to go take your bath so y'all can get ready for bed. We got games up in our room. We wanted to finish playing our games. We like, yo, I don't feel like taking no shower. Let's not take a shower. Let's make like we took a shower so we can hurry back upstairs and finish playing our games and doing whatever we was doing. So yo, we turned on the showers. I went in, turn on the shower, splash a little bit of water around, wet the washcloth a little bit, threw it back
Shower
over,
cloth.
then came out. Then my brother went in, he did the same thing, turned on the shower, wet the washcloth, wet the soap, came out, took a shower. So then we back upstairs playing in our room. My mother's like, y'all took your showers and stuff already? We like, yeah, mom. She was like, that's kind of quick, but we wanted to hurry up and finish playing. So, of course, mom's being a mom, she's used to her kids making a mess downstairs in the bathroom after we took a shower. So then she come back upstairs and she's like, y'all took a shower? We like, yeah, ma. We took a shower.
Can't outsmart the detective.
She was like, how come none of the towels are wet? Like, huh? The towels, what y'all used to dry off? You know how you start doing that when you were a kid? Well, what had happened? And my brother was once he was in trouble, he was giving up everything.
Oh.
Chad said, let's not take a shower. So
see, yo, and I know, bro, I know my cousin, man, and so I could just picture it.
Chad said, let's not take a shower. He said, let's not take a shower so we can hurry up and finish playing. Just giving up everything, man.
He fucking got you. Y'all could have got away with it too.
Yep. So then my father heard the whole thing.
Yep. As a dad
he came out of his room. He said, so y'all lying to your mother, right? Y'all lied to your mother. You lied to your mother about taking a shower. What I tell you all about lying? Go get the belt, right? So go get the belt. Then he's like, go in your room and y'all waiting there till I get in there. So I forgot what happened. I think back then he was running his car company and some calls and stuff had come in and whatnot. So we ended up like going to sleep. So we figured we was out of it. We woke up the next morning. As a kid during the summertime, you up at the crack of dawn. Nigga, we stayed in our beds till like 12 o'clock. Stayed in the bed till like 12 o'clock. And then I got up out the bed. I remember to this day, my father, I remember to this day, he went downstairs. He walked right past our beds, went downstairs. I right past our room and went downstairs. And when I heard him go down the steps, I was like, well, he ain't say nothing, so he must have forgot about the whole shit. So I got out the bed. I jumped out the top bunk. Looked at Chris on the bottom of the bunk. Gave Chris a pound like, yo, we forgot. My father was standing right at the steps, yo. He's like, what you giving him 5 for? What you giving him 5 for? You thought I forgot? And he lit our asses up, yo. I'm talking about pants down. I'm talking about pants down over the chair. And with my pops, he had a system to beating you, man. He made it more psychological because he was like, don't face that way. Don't look. And see, if you looking, you can kind of anticipate when the blow is coming. You looking back like this and shit, and you can kind of tense up and shit. He's like, don't look, and you like, whoop out. Yo, he lit our asses up that day, yo.
Yo, nah, that's the shit, yo. So my ass whipping, yo. So we in the house, everybody's over, my brother's friends, and my other brother was there, my stepbrother, but we call each other brothers regardless. So he was there, everybody's there, boom. My mom coming. She's like, hey, back in the days, they had the McDonald's. Remember the school sold the McDonald's candy bars. Mm-hmm. So somebody has stole the candy bars. You know what I'm saying? So she's like, I'm telling you, it wasn't me. So she's like, who stole those candy bars that I had in the freaking, and I think it was in a box or something in her room. And I'm like, I don't know who did this shit. I'm looking around like, I didn't do that shit, So nobody said nothing. So she's like, all right, nobody's saying nothing. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't do it. But for some reason, it was me. I was the youngest one, you know what I mean? So, yo, and to this day, my mom, you know, and she don't say it no more, but she told me, she was like, you know, I shouldn't have did that, but I guess she wanted to make me thinking that they would step up and be like, nah, it was me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because she knew it was either one of my brothers, the older brothers. So she was like, it's one of them. She knew that. And she was like, boom, she was thinking of like, I thought they would, you know, would save you. No.
They let you take that ass whipping,
They let me take that ass whipping, yo.
Yeah.
Yo,
wait, let me wait up. I got another, after you finish, I got another incident with B. B is the culprit. B is the culprit, yo.
Yeah, yo, I took that ass whipping, right? Yo, torn the fuck up, yo. And I'm talking about, I remember the joint right now. I'm talking about the longest ass whipping where you like, that
gotta be it.
That's gotta be it. Like,
that's gotta be it.
That was like the 13th strike, like, like, oh shit. And the ones where you just don't go to, you don't, yo, to the point where you just like, yo, and I'm gonna tell you real shit. I'm gonna let you tell your story. Yo, it got to a point. I didn't even feel it no more. I used to get ass whippings. I didn't even feel the pain no more. I used to be like, yo, hey, whatever.
Yep. Like fucking Denzel Washington in Glory. Remember that?
Yo, that's how I felt. Like
just a tear coming out your eye and shit. Like, no sound.
You know what I mean? Just looking at the fucking yo, I got to the point, but yo, that's the worst ass whipping right there.
Yep. So,
right there, and they, punk ass brothers.
So B got us because he got me too, man. I remember.
Let me take that fucking ass whipping, yo.
I remember one time, coming from school, we used to stop at, back in the day, they used to have like the candy store where you go in and just had all the sweets and stuff in a jar, and they used to have these chocolate covered graham cracker cookies, yo. Mm-hmm. Joints was delicious. I still remember them joints. So my mom's had picked up some, and she had picked up some. We was all gonna share, me, B, and my brother, right? So she gave me and B, like, I think we had like 3 of them, and then the rest was for my brother. My brother was with my father. So my mother had, I remember the lamp and the table and everything, yo. She put the cookies like behind the lamp, and then so B opened up the bag and was like, yo, let's get some of these cookies, right? So, yo, after a while the bag was empty, yo. After a while, it was like 1 cookie in the bag, right? So my mother went to get them for my brother, and she was like, what happened to all the cookies?
Oh, shit.
B ain't say nothing. I had chocolate on my mouth and shit. But B's excuse was like, I ain't eat them. I was just making like I was eating them. He was eating them for real. Got my ass torn up again,
so
yo.
You didn't eat the cookies?
He said he didn't. B was eating cookies, yo. But he said, I was making believe. I was just playing like I was eating the cookies. But he was eating them for real.
God damn. Yo,
Yo,
but no, on the real. So with those stories, yo, and that, like, that, I asked you, what do you think it instilled in us growing up back then? Because what they're saying, that was abuse. You know what I mean? So in this era, that's what they're talking about. That it was abuse. That it wasn't something that children should go through. There was like that slave mentality, the slave days, and all that. You know what I'm saying? This is the shit that they're saying nowadays. I mean, what do you feel? The Real C on the Real and Unapologetic podcast. What do you feel?
Look, keeping it real, I think motherfuckers just got soft. Seriously, people got to the point where, yo, there's a difference between discipline and abuse.
Right.
Now, if you beating a kid till they got broken limbs and they bruised up all over their body and they got concussions and internal, that's abuse.
That's abuse.
That's abuse. But there should be no reason that a parent cannot discipline their child. Okay? Now, after a while, you know, if you constantly tell a kid something, yo, Don't run between the cars when you're playing outside. Don't run into the street from in between the cars.
Uh-huh.
And you constantly telling him that, and he constantly doing it. Yo, that one form of his senses, his hearing, might not be working right. It might need a little adjustment.
Adjustment, right.
And that adjustment is made from tearing them hindquarters up.
Right. Now I'm with you
And
on
I
that.
bet you he won't run in the street no more. But
Right.
people have got to get it out of their mind that discipline is the same as abuse.
It's not. I agree with you.
Discipline, and again, I always talk about the human conceit and putting ourselves above stuff that's naturally, and it's natural for all animals. And again,
Right.
whether people choose to believe it or not, we are animals. Okay,
Right.
it's natural for all animals to discipline their offspring because you need to do that in order. You got to teach your offspring certain things in order for them to survive in their environment. Like if you a mother deer and you like, look, when you eating grass, make sure you eating grass and you looking all around you while you eating and while you nibbling at the grass. Don't ever let me see you eating the grass like this and just tearing it up. I want you always, and you see him looking, she gotta pop him upside his head when she catch him doing that because that wolf or that mountain lion is sneaking up waiting for you to not be looking. She's saving his life.
And so what she telling them when she popped him is like, look up. I told you to eat
I
like
told
this.
you to look up. See,
Watch
you
your
didn't see me
surroundings.
coming.
Right.
You didn't
So
see
you
me
see,
coming,
yeah.
and I just popped you.
And I just popped you, right? What do you think that wolf is gonna do? He's gonna eat your ass.
Yep. So
That's
you
real.
gotta discipline your kids in order for them to survive in the environment and especially growing up in the hood.
Right.
There's so many things that you have to learn about growing up in the hood that is incredible. And then I remember there was one story where I think Bill Cosby told this story, but Jamaican parent, she was beating her son, and one of the neighbors called the cops. And so the cops came, and they ain't arrested, but they subdued her and was holding her back and everything because she was laying into this kid, right? And so then one of the cops, white cop, asked her. He was like, "Yo, miss, what's going on? What are you doing? Why are you beating your son?" And she go, "Officer, let me go because I'm gonna finish tearing this child's ass up. I'm beating him so that you don't have to." And that's the way it is. If you didn't put your kids in check and teach them the way that stuff is supposed to be, they gonna go out there and get fucked up.
Right. I agree. I agree. Yep. Yep. Go ahead. Yo, I just read something, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what the fuck is that? All right, so hold on. Let me yeah, it's in the Urban Dictionary, but it says, so I put an ass whooping in Google, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is how racist the world is, yo. The world, there's a lot of racism going on. So under Urban Dictionary, right under it, I don't know, yeah, you guys can't see that shit right here. Yeah, that shit, nah, you can't see that. I'm gonna have to take a screenshot and then I'll put it up. All right, so it says, a person with the brain to not climb a bunch of milk crates for clout.
Oh,
Did
you
it
talking
hurt
about
when?
that milk crate challenge?
Yeah, did it hurt when you fell? Crate falling person, huh? So they saying under ass whipping or whatever. Bottom line is it's basically they're saying in this Urban Dictionary, whoever posted that or whoever, because in Urban Dictionary you can submit it and then there's a group of people that's, because it's like open source, so everybody agrees and they approve the shit. So basically they're saying, they're talking about the hood because that's who's doing that milk crate challenge, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And saying that's the people who have it, like who have, a brain, like to climb fucking crates in the hood. I just seen that. Just, we talking about this as with me. That's another thing. Now that I've seen that, what, and I know we're going to get off subject real quick. What the fuck is this crate challenge thing, climbing fucking crates and falling, and where did all these fucking crates come from, yo?
Dude, look, I don't know, but yo, I'm sick of these dumbass challenges, man. What is it, like you just said? It's just for fucking internet clout, social media clout. That's all. What? Okay, if you successful at climbing the crates, what that make you a superstar or something? What the fuck?
But
I
my
seen,
fucking,
yo. You seen the video where the fucking person broke their fucking arm? They got one where a dude broke his fucking ribs. For what? I'm saying, look, people, seriously. I know everybody wants to gain clout on the internet by doing all of this stupid shit. What's that? They had the alcohol fire challenge at one point where kids was lighting themselves on fire.
The motherfucker got
Yeah,
run from fire,
yeah.
yeah.
Yo, people, seriously, you want real clout? Challenge yourself to some real shit. Challenge yourself to be a better person. Challenge yourself to be a better parent. Challenge yourself to start your own business. What the fuck is this challenging shit? Stupid ass shit, man.
Yeah.
The knockout challenge where you knocking out unsuspecting people. How does that fucking make you a man?
No,
By knocking out somebody who don't even see the punch coming?
But cuz that's what I'm talking about. So that's why the ass whipping.
Don't get me started on that shit,
No.
man.
We got to get started because that's what ass whipping is important, right? Because cats are doing this shit and not thinking. They're just doing this shit like, and I get it. You know, I don't fucking, I get it. You want to have the internet cloud or whatever it is that you're doing, whatever reason you're doing it for, but make sense of this shit.
Yeah.
Don't get on those crates. The shit looks shaky already. You know what I mean? And then let's just be real. Can you fucking walk across it and you may not fall, you may not, whatever. All right, whatever. But then what about the chances of you fucking yourself up?
Yeah.
I know. And then I got to get into some other shit. And like, so now I'm gonna get on some real shit and I'm gonna help them out because are they doing something they're gonna hurt themselves, in the hood or whatever, the crate challenge or whatever and shit, the hood Olympics, or are they no different than people that are in the Olympics and they get fucked up and they flipping this shit for a country and that, you know what I mean? Like real shit. I'm just asking you. And I know it's different because I'm not saying nothing and I get it. It's a bunch of crates, but you can fuck yourself up both ways.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm saying, look.
Is it stupid?
Yes. It's stupid.
Does it make sense?
You know what? It's stupid because you ain't training for that shit. People in the Olympics train for that shit. Yeah, you know what? You doing backflips off of the beam, you falling into foam and shit until you learn to do it right. These motherfuckers is just coming off the street. Oh, fuck that. I can do that shit. Let me run up and down them shits. No, come on. I don't see no motherfuckers out there practicing. Let me try to walk on one crate first. Okay, right. Let me try 2 crates. No, these motherfuckers is just like, yo, stack up 12 of them shits. Come on.
Right. And I get it.
And look, like you said, people doing shit without thinking, that's because they ain't get their asses whipped.
And that's why I say
ass whooping made you think before you did something stupid.
Shit, right. Because you got your ass whipping for a lot of dumb shit.
Yeah. And you would sit there and be like, yo.
And you were accountable for it back then. You were held accountable for your wrongdoing. Nobody's held accountable now. Motherfuckers don't get ass whippings and they have so much say so in everybody else's shit.
Yeah.
That's why people have so much say so because a lot of ass whipping motherfuckers, maybe that's why I don't gossip and shit because like we talked about in episode 30, 36, 35, whatever it was. Maybe that's why, because of the ass whippings where it was like, fuck that shit, I ain't seen shit. You know what I mean? Because we have respect and we're accountable for our own shit. So
Yep.
why am I gonna talk about somebody else's shit that they did wrong?
Yep. How many times you ever got popped for saying some rude shit to somebody?
Yo,
It
I
taught
remembered.
you.
I got a story. Listen, my mom to this day, I wish she could take a picture and show her hand. She has a mark from my tooth on her knuckle.
Uh-huh.
And my dumb ass, my sister was annoying as shit when she was young. Fucking drove me crazy.
That's
You
what
know how
they
little sisters are, and I had to bring her with me every fucking where, everywhere I went. You know, loved her to death. Drove me crazy. Cooked for her. If I was walking in, you know, you got to bring your sister with you. All right. You know what I mean? It was that I had to do it all the time. So my sister was always with me. Bottom line, always get me in trouble though. I got ass whippings behind her. Shit I didn't even do. As soon as she's cried wolf, my ass was getting whipped. But this one time, we in the house and I had the bold shit in me now. I'm getting fucking. I think I'm feeling 13. I'm like, yeah, fuck that shit. Next motherfucker that say something to me, I'm saying whatever out of my mouth. And this is when I started learning I was actually unapologetic reef. I was saying shit that just fuck it. So my sister was doing some shit and she got off with it and knowing she was wrong. And my mom's like, will you leave her alone? And I'm like, out of my fucking real shit. I said it real low, right? My mom heard me. She said, what did you say? I was like, she a bitch. You know what I mean? She was like, come over here. Went over there. Bow! Fast shit. It was like that fucking train that we had in the fucking Hyperloop shit. Or the shit that the faster than sound. That fucking hand came faster than sound and light and everything. I didn't see it. Boom. Yo, last time I ever said anything to her, my mom, anybody in the house, I was like, fuck that. It ain't worth it. I got caught, boom, bust my shit. I was like, that's it. That shit was too fast.
Yeah.
She was like Sugar Ray Leonard with her shit. That shit was like, wow, like, I mean, I can't even go that fast right now. That shit was so fast. I couldn't get out the way, look, blink, think, to move, see anything. All I knew, I was fucked up like this.
Yeah, you probably even had the question, did somebody just hit me and shit?
Yeah. I'm like, what the, she did that shit so fast. It was like, if you could have caught it, like, it was like, and the shit was back here with this shit. You know how they fucking curl their shit. It's curled. So when it pops, it's a real pop to you. Yeah. So that shit was like this. Like the Bionic Man. Wow. I was like, ooh, caught my shit up. And that was it. I didn't say nothing else. I just was like, all right. That was it. My mom would tell you, after that, she ain't had no problem on me.
Right, because
nothing. That one fucking accident. I was like,
embedded in your memory,
she was just, it wasn't even pain that came with it. It was just too fast for me.
Yep.
It was way too fast, I'm standing there, and you a kid, you could do any fucking thing, jump off the fucking side of the building, jump in the sand park, slide, flip backward, do shit. And you thinking your mom is old and she did this shit that was so fast. I just gained respect for her, like, oh shit, you fast as shit.
Yep.
I seen boxers fight, you know what I mean? At 13, I'm like, and I seen how fast they was, and I'm like, I put it on a level with them. Like, you Sugar Ray in this motherfucker. You caught me with, I didn't even see her shit. I was standing right in front of her. As soon as I woke up, that shit came, and it was like, pow. I'm like, fuck it. That's it. Sorry, sis. I didn't mean to say that to you. I ain't never gonna say nothing else. You know what I mean? I just started apologizing, walk outside the neighbor, hey, fuck Mr. Grady. You're good. Don't worry about it. I ain't gonna say nothing. You don't gotta worry. I clean the stairs. After that one, but that's what it taught you. Stay in line. That's what discipline is.
Yeah.
Stay your ass in line.
Yeah.
Don't slip up with your tongue. Don't disrespect nobody in this house, or you're gonna get disrespected.
Yeah, and that's out of anything, I think that's what the ass whipping reinforces. Because once you got that ass whipping, now you had to think. You had to be like, is what I'm about to do worth me getting the ass whipping? You had to think before you did shit. if you thought this shit was even at least a little bit crazy, and you thought you could get an ass whipping out of that, you thought about it. You was like, let me see, if I do this shit, everybody on the block is going to be calling me the man, but you know what? If that shit is worth, if it's me being the man on the block worth getting that ass whipping.
Right.
Whew, if I run up and smack Mr. Wilson in his head because niggas is daring me,
Right.
my parents find out, do I want my friends to be like, yo, remember that time, Chaz? All Chad is going to remember is that ass whipping that his father gave him when his father found. Nah,
Right.
fuck it. Y'all do that. You
Y'all
had
do
to
that
sit
shit.
there and think about it and weigh your options. Now motherfuckers don't even think anymore.
They don't. That's why they climbing crates.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody's saying like, yo, don't get your ass up on them crates. And I'm sure there's still old school parents. And shout out to the old school parents that still parent in the right way. You know what I mean? That they didn't allow, America to change your parenting, your parental rights and your parental skill set. You kept that skill set. Let me ask you something, see. Do you think, being a parent yourself now, do you think, because back then you thought your father was the meanest motherfucker. You thought your mom didn't love you. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
So do you think that's the way they felt being a parent now?
Absolutely not. I think
Right, that's what I'm saying.
now, and I'm like, yo, they beat me because they love me.
Love you. They beat you because they love you. So that's what I'm saying. Because being a parent now, you respect them. You're like, wow, okay. My dad, that's why, he maybe showed it in a different way than my mom. Moms are always going to be lighter with the shit.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, though. See, sometimes. I can say sometimes. But my mom, sometimes you be like,
No,
there
but
gotta be two motherfuckers in the house.
you
gotta bring a nigga out the closet.
You knew how to get over on your moms when your moms was giving you that ass whipping.
Right.
We have our moms down to the
Right.
you know what? I'm like
you do the fucking extra this shit like this. Like,
nah, you know how it used to get my mom? Because I was like, all right, you know what? You by the time you 10, 11 years old, you got the ass whipping down pat. Yeah, mom's gonna give me an ass whipping, but it ain't nothing like the ass whipping daddy's going to.
Right.
And then so because back in the day we used to have to pull down our pants to get an ass whipping, yo. So I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna take 2 licks and that's it. So my mom's is swinging the belt, pow. Okay, that's 1. Pow, that's you hit me in the nuts, Ma, you hit me in my balls.
Oh yeah, you
fall for it. She fall for it all the time. I tried that shit one day on my pops. My father was like, hold your nuts. He was like, hold your nuts. Hold your nuts away.
And I know dads are, no remorse. Dads are no remorse. They like Terminators and that shit, because I knew I was, with my kids. Yep. Same way, yo. Yeah. And that's why I respected my mom, because it was like, I understood what it took to be a parent, and your kids test you. Kids test you. And this is what people have to understand. Your kids are going to test you. So disciplining your kids is very important, man, to keep them in line. Yeah. It's very important. You have to do it. And at the same time, you got to be able to balance it with love as well. Yeah. So I used to get my kids' ass whipping, and then I'll go sit down and talk with them. Yeah. And I explain to them why I went down. You know what I mean? The whole routine of, I love you, but this is what I have to do. Boom. And I'm sure they don't give a shit. Like, you just tore my shit up. Yeah. You know what I mean? But as they get older, they respect you. But parents, you got to keep that shit, man. You got to keep that. You can't allow America to scare you from being a parent, because you got kids that are wilding out. And that's what they need. That's all they need. And the kids are actually looking for that. They're looking for discipline. They want somebody to show them direction. They want somebody to say, these are the rules. The kids want rules. Whether you realize it or not, kids like rules. They may tell you they don't, but that's what it's like. Think of yourself going to work as an adult, and your first day there, and nobody tells you what to do. After a while, even though you're going to go, damn, I'm going to get paid, and you're sitting there, you're still going to be like, you're going to start looking for direction. Like, hey, does anybody need me to do it? I mean, I'm just sitting here at the desk. That shit is boring. You're going to be like, yo, I need something to get into. Yeah. So That's how kids are. Kids are like, look, Dad, I'm about to do some wild shit. And if you leave your kids alone and let them do it, that's why kids go off the end, because they really was looking for that parent to be like, hey, don't go too far. They want to be looked out for. They want to know that they're safe. That's showing them, letting them know they're safe. Hey, don't you cross that street. I'm watching you. Stay right here behind that car. Kids love that.
Yeah.
So, and I'm telling you, my daughter told me that when she was young. You know, she could have been playing me like, you know, Dad, you know, we really like this. And my daughter said that to me, but at the end of the day, I believe that she was, you know, being genuine because, listen, I believe that it's love. It's a form of love. It's a sign of love. You're protecting that child.
Right.
If you leave that child or just do whatever, like fucking downtown, you know, where's your son? I don't fucking know. He's somewhere in fucking somewhere. You don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? If he's just all fucking anywhere and there's no rules, nothing set, it's like, come on. So, like I said, man, I believe that ass whipping needs to be brought back. And nah, I don't think it has anything to do with abuse or anything, but that's what we need, that good old ass whipping. And these kids, it'll shape them up to become better individuals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It'll just shape them and allow them, just so they know that there's consequences when they do things.
I agree.
You know what I mean? So
100%, yo. That's why whenever people talk about, oh, that's abuse, why it's to the point now you can't even fuss at your kid no more without somebody trying to put their 2 cents in, and it's usually a person who ain't got no kids.
right. Well, you know
I'm telling you,
because
if you ain't got no kids, shut the fuck up. Don't even be seriously. Don't even put your 2 cents in.
Right.
Because you have no idea.
Nah, they don't.
You
They just
know?
always say like, hey, you know, if I had kids, I'd do like this. It's like, listen, when you're in that situation, trust me, you're gonna be fucking fast as my mom with the mans.
That's right. You're gonna be doing
Fast as
the
shit.
same shit you trying to keep me from doing right now.
Right now, right.
Yep.
And that's what it is. Or you got people, and this is you know, we got to be real. Like I said, it's a real unapologetic podcast. I get it. People look at the hood like, well, that's why all ass whipping. So what is it when white America don't ass whip and their kids turn into serial killers? Because there's a lot more white male serial killers than blacks.
Yeah.
So what is that? You know what I mean? I mean, what is that? The fact that you send them in timeout, send Timmy to timeout for fucking 30 minutes to contemplate he's gonna take out the whole fucking family?
Yeah.
Because that's what he does when he sits there in the corner. You know what I mean? Like, I'm tired of this shit.
And I know you the Bible guy, but that's in the Bible too. Spare the rod, spoil the child. That's what's happening now. You ain't beating your kids. You ain't disciplining them, and they coming back and saying, "Fuck you, mom. You know I don't like these fucking hot dog buns with my hot dogs, and I want this." Well, how the fuck you get Pathmark sauerkraut? You know I don't eat Pathmark sauerkraut. Take this shit back, man. You get fucked up.
I don't like these hot dogs. Oh man, but for real, yo, that's real shit, man. So listen, man, it's time to bring back the old school ass whipping. Let's get these kids in line, bring some fucking order back in these homes. You know what I mean? And yo, for real, get real with the shit, man. Fucking, you know, go to the backyard, go out front, get you a switch. I got torn up with the switch, a belt, a paddle. My grandmother had a paddle on the fucking wall. My uncle had one as well in his house. The paddle. I shoes, a rope,
whatever was nearby, you got
whatever beat. Was, yo, my mom had a leather. You remember back in the days that the jump ropes were leather with the wooden handles?
Yep.
Yo, I got that joint. That's a killer. Hanger, no more wire hangers. You know what I mean? Yo, anything that was close by.
Yep.
I caught it.
Yeah, but again, you had to think. You had to look around before you did something crazy. You had to look. All right, what's around here that she could get me with? Oh, all right.
Yo, listen. That's why I said, though, man. So what's up, C? We want to close this up?
Yeah, man. All I'm saying, yo, is that look. Now, if you, like I said before, there's a difference between discipline and abuse. Right. All right. You know, a little ass getting spanked on the ass or beat with a belt on the ass. Look, that shit was mostly psychological, man. All right,
Yeah,
but
definitely.
you know, if you beating the kid till they unconscious, you beating the kid till they got broken ribs, internal.
Yeah, that's fucking
That's
crazy. Right.
abuse.
That's abuse. Right,
That's
right, right,
abuse.
right,
But if
right.
you trying to correct the behavior,
Right.
and you look, I'm even lenient with it. If I tell you something more than 3 times and you still don't get it, then I gotta add something to the mix now. If
Right.
I'm telling you stop running into the street and you keep doing it, which would I rather have you do? Which would you rather have me do? Beat your ass or you get hit by a car? Choice is yours. You taking the ass whipping or you just run out in the street and
Run
get
the
hit?
street. Right, right. I mean, listen, and we don't give kids options. You don't get no
Right.
fucking options. You tear their ass up, and that's it, man. I mean, and stop feeling bad like you're not a good parent. I know a lot of parents out there, and I'm just trying to do this and make up because the kid doesn't have his father's not around, so I'm doing all this extra shit, buying him these clothes, and he still doesn't appreciate me. Stop all that shit.
Right. He
He
don't
don't need no
appreciate you
extra
because you
shit.
doing all of that shit.
Right. And he don't need no extra shit. He has a mom that stayed and you're there. That's what he don't need no extra shit. You don't got to make up for that. That's his father's job if that's what he wants to do. If not, you be a mom and you do your job. You don't got to do all that extra shit. It ain't time for, you know what? Yeah, I'm doing this. And then he doesn't listen. And now he's acting like this. And you allow him to say wild shit. Yo, listen, I knew a girl. Yo, she called me one day. Her son had her locked in a room and she was terrified. Yo, I had to go by there. I'm like, she was terrified, of her son. And yeah, she was terrified. She was locked in her own room. She wanted to come out because he was yelling at her. And he was as big as her. And I'm like, listen, this is why parenting's all fucked up right now. Because you have the kids feeling that they have the authority in the household, that they run the household, and you gotta listen, they don't pay shit. I used to tell my kids, you are fucking listen, I lend you all that shit you have in your room was lent to you by me.
That's
You
right.
don't own shit. Me and your mother is the ones with the money. You are fucking broke.
That's it.
You broke. Don't come in here. Yeah, we got a nice no. Me and your mother got a nice home. We got nice clothes. You are broke. You naked. You don't have shit. None of that shit you got.
That's right.
You naked. If I take all your shit, you're naked. You butt ass naked. You're gonna be like a baby still.
Mm-hmm.
So listen, give some respect.
Next time you see my son, ask him about the basement. I had him living in the basement for like a week
Yo, real shit. That's how. Listen,
because he told me to get out of his room.
I know how shit works. Listen, and girls are off the chain. So I told you, I remember my son, man, he took all his shit off the bed because he was giving his mom a hard time. So she calls me and we live in 2 different houses. So she called me and she's like, yo, he's fucking wild and blah, 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 boom. So listen, I flew into the state for this shit. Flew into the state. I get there, boom, I'm just chilling, watching things. I'm seeing how he behave and he wild. He running the house like he's the king of Zamunda. You know what I mean? He running through the shit like with a light on his shoulder and shit like, yeah, I'm the fucking king. I'm daddy. I'm like, fuck that dude. He ain't gonna tell. I'm checking everybody in this motherfucker. So he did something, and she's like, see what I'm saying? I was like, oh. So I go in his room to talk to him. I'm like, listen, man, you can't. Yeah. I was like, listen, I'm gonna take all that stuff that you got. So she had all the fucking, the Lion King sheets, this and that, boom, all this stuff from during that era. You know what I mean? All this stuff that he had that was matching. I was like, listen, I'm gonna take all that stuff off. Your mom, this is your mom doing this for you. I don't care. He started ripping the sheets off, ripping the sheets off. You can have this stuff. Yo, real shit.
Man.
Listen. He ripping the sheets off the bed, off the pillows, throwing them down. Yo, the rest of the day, I tore his ass up, right? Rest of the day, his mom, boom. I was like, yo, you sit right here. That's it. On the couch. Rest of the day, his mom, sister went out, boom, they went around, boom, doing shit. Came back in the house, he's still sitting there, She's like, he ain't never been like, I said, listen, you ain't never gave him the ass whooping that he just got.
That's right. Beat that ass.
He got that ass whooping. So listen, all that shit changed. You just sitting there like, whistling Dixie about fucking watching shit. I ain't fucking up at all. I'm serious, So anytime you got that calling card. And that's another thing. Yo, ladies, I'm gonna tell you real shit. All right. Regardless of you and the guy get along, y'all great, whatever the case is, that dad needs to be there. He's the disciplinary. Let that dad be around because that dad is your fucking calling card. Your dad is at American Express. Never leave home without it. You can call that dad. As long as that dad got that relationship with that kid, listen, all you got to do is be like, you want me to call your father? He's going to be like, nope, I'm good. I'm going to sit right down. Let me just sit over here in the corner. I'm good. I ain't going to do shit. Let that relationship be established, man. That's why we need that old school ass whipping, because that's what men did in households back in the days. That's that authority figure shit. It's like the police officer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You need that shit.
And you know what? Not only that, because it also goes back to, like you said earlier, about respecting your elders. You ever got disciplined by one of your teachers?
Yeah.
Yeah. They took that away.
Oh, they took that away. Yeah. They used to go
away. Now you got kids fucking in school. Get the fuck out of here, Bob. You teacher. I don't have to listen to you. Fuck you.
You know why? Because they have put out in the media that teachers don't make shit, so they're not worth shit. So you got the kids talking to them, talking about, yo, look, listen, you know, you make this amount, I'm gonna be doing this, and I'm gonna be making more than you. So money is the new authority figure. Mm-hmm. Which money, people got to realize, money is not an authority figure. Money, like I tell people all the time, money is just an object. It's something that can be seen and touched. That's all money is. What really makes money anything is what you do, as in how you move, what you do. You know what I'm saying? How you move in business. What makes profit, what you call money that you want profit, because you can have $3, but that don't mean shit. You know what I mean? So what makes profit is business, is the action. Mm-hmm. So people don't realize that money is nothing. So people always think calculating, I got money. It's like, yeah, but you don't have no fucking, you're not bold. You don't have no fucking brawn. You don't have no balls. You don't got no, you got money. That's it. That don't mean shit. You can lose all that. Why do you think so many millionaires get fucking, meaning the people who hit the lottery and they become a millionaire? And then 1 year, motherfucker, how do you spend 25 million in 1 year?
Yeah.
They didn't have no fucking brains.
Yeah.
They didn't have the brawn. They didn't have the fucking the work ethic to say, you know what, I want to take this and do something. They didn't have no guidance. So anybody can get fucking money. So that's another thing, man. Stop teaching that shit. Don't teach people that shit. That shit is wrong. That's incorrect to teach people that way. Like, yo, you telling the teacher's giving that kid everything that they need as far as just the know-how, the fucking, listen, you could be anything. That teacher's doing more pushing than you're doing. So as a parent, you're supposed to back that teacher. You see parents nowadays, oh, she said, what to my child? I'm going up to the school, and then you see the fucking kid standing there and the parents yelling at the fucking kid.
Yeah.
That's, you don't never disrespect my child. You don't come up and fucking, and we talked about this on one of the other shows. Yeah. Y'all gotta catch that episode. I think it's like, yo, go back in the archives. We got so much shit, man. We're gonna keep bringing them back and recreating and reinventing and stuff. And as we get better, like I said, like we're doing, and you see it. So if you go from episode 1, but I think it's like episode 2 or 3. I think it's around 3. Bottom line is, yo, you got the parents that are disrespecting the kids. I mean, the teachers right in front of the kids. So the kids are seeing it, so they don't respect the teachers.
Yeah.
Come on, man. The teachers are.
Teachers used to be, held in high esteem. And you look at the
teacher was like a police officer. You remember the shit on the wall? You had the police officer, the firefighter, the lawyer, the teacher, everything, the little fucking characters on the wall.
Yeah.
The teacher meant something to us. Yeah. That's what they instilled in us. They they mean something. Like, look, man, we got to get back.
They got all these charter schools. We need to open up a charter school. The fucking Beaker School, BYKA, beat your kids' ass school. That's what we need to do.
Yo, the real shit.
If you can't discipline your kid, send them to the Beaker School.
Right. Yo, real shit. Yo, that's what we need, man. The shit is out of hand, man. But no. So, are we in agreement? The old school ass whipping needs to be brought back.
Gotta bring it back. Bring it back.
Full force. We bringing that shit back, man. But yo, we gonna end this show. But like I said, subscribe to the Real and Unapologetic podcast channel at the Real You Podcast on IG. You know what I'm saying? Shit is always TRUP, the Real You Podcast. Listen, man, this is your boy Unapologetic Reeve, joined with my cousin, your boy,
the Real C.
No doubt. And yo, we out of here.
We out.